Hey everybody, and welcome to an exhilarating wild ride with Steve-O. This one is just plain fun. We've got the wildly successful entrepreneur and YouTuber Cody Ko. And he isn't just wildly successful, he is hilarious and handsome. So, just strap on your seatbelts and get ready to get into it.
Are we recording on all cameras?
We sure are.
Oh, we are? All right.
Are we recording everywhere?
How good is it to have Paul back, dude?
At this point, I'd be dripping sweat like, the wires are fucking being crossed.
I'm leaving this in.
Yeah, you can put that on your Instagram, dude.
I missed a few episodes.
Well, then let's get to
where were
it.
you?
I was traveling. I went home to the Midwest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was nice. Very nice.
All right. And he got engaged.
No way.
And I got engaged. That's
Congrats,
right.
dude.
Thank you.
Who takes 2 fucking weeks to ask one question?
It's a lot of pressure, man. You're just sweating for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was, dude. I was.
When do I do it?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Ko. Yeah, dude. So,
Thank you so much for
Paul,
having me. Sorry
dude,
to interrupt.
all good, man.
I was so stoked
rad.
when they reached out and they said, Steve, I want you to be on it. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
How much? Can I say yes 3 times?
Dude, and thank God, because I dare say we are in a little bit of a slump. I shouldn't say that.
You don't want to say
Well,
that.
no, but dude, I'm an open book, man. And from what I understand, on the audio side, we're very consistent. But it's on the YouTube side that people are so finicky that, like, some podcasts are wildly popular and our last,
Sure.
4, 5, 6.
And it's
so-
nothing against the guests. They are great shows.
Yeah.
They just didn't get the numbers.
I'm not saying that we
Right,
haven't
right.
made it bad. And
I'm
I
just
would
clarifying.
rather have a great episode that's got low viewership than a shitty episode that's got a lot.
Yeah.
I hear that.
So in that respect, we are on fire.
Yeah, but we
This
enjoy
one's- this one-
doing it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a shitty episode that doesn't get a lot of views. It's going to be the worst of both worlds.
That's what I've learned about you, is that you're quick to be self-deprecating. It's endearing. I think that's one thing that made Jackass a cultural phenomenon. That we took it a step further. We were comfortable looking super uncool.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys were legends, though.
Yeah,
Well,
you were
thanks,
pretty
man.
cool at the same time.
Yeah,
You kind of
yeah.
walked that line.
Right. So yeah, dude, I'd say thank you for doing it. You know, I think that this episode's going to be a performer, and I think it's going to be a great episode. And before we started recording,
Pressure's on.
you said that you had sent me a DM. Did I respond to it?
No, you didn't even read it.
I never even saw
Well,
it.
I mean, I wasn't really expecting you to, and then I saw that you followed me, so I was like, oh my God.
Oh, there you
and
go.
I was like stoked about that, like in the first place. And then because I've been obsessed with like watching van life videos and stuff like that, and I'm a big surfer too. And so it's like kind of my dream to buy one of these things and just go down to like Huntington and surf for the whole day. Like just do a
Sure.
morning session, post up in here, drink a beer, whatever, and then go out in the evening.
I mean, dude, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy, but why stop there? I mean, fuck, dude, go up to Oregon.
Big Sur.
Go surf.
Oh yeah, I've
you
heard
know?
that's unreal. I mean, I've been there, but not like in a van like this. I've heard that's like ideal.
Dude, I kind of want to fucking go surf Tofino, British Columbia,
Yes.
dude. Like,
I'm from Calgary, Canada. So
rad.
yeah.
Have you surfed Tofino?
Never, but I've always wanted to.
I've been there a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah.
And is it good? Is it fun?
I had fun.
You've been a couple times.
I have. I went in January of 2013.
That's rough.
I know,
So
dude.
you were like full hood, booties,
Yeah,
gloves.
Yeah.
Was it similar to Alaska?
Alaska was more intense.
Wow.
Cold
Dude,
wise?
I'm already getting in trouble with people for talking too much about me, dude. I got I got Cody Ko right here. When did you start surfing?
Like 7 years ago now, probably. So I was like
Okay.
23.
And so you moved from Canada and you went to college here?
I went to college in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah.
You a diver.
Dude,
Yep.
platform diver,
Springboard diver.
springboard diver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was too pussy for platform.
Are you?
That shit hurts.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
What do you mean it hurts? Why? Because you're so high up
Dude,
in the
you don't
splat.
land perfect every time, dude.
Yeah.
When you come from 33.33 feet.
You ever
Yeah,
dove
it's
off a
rough.
10 meter and like did the like twists and turns?
Yeah, I've done a front 1.5. So like a front flip to a dive off 10 meter. That was
Yeah.
like the most complicated it got for me up there. And then I was like, this sucks. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, and
It's
then
just rough. Like even when you enter the water perfectly, it's so much stress on the shoulders, and I don't know how people do that for years and years and years.
how do divers have such good bodies if all they do is dive all day? I mean, they're jacked and they're ripped. Are they working out?
Yeah. You do like an hour of like dry land beforehand, which is like abs. Like a lot of them have like diving boards that go into mats. And it's like diving itself is like a huge like cardio muscle combination workout.
I would think it's a lot of core too, just like getting your body
Well,
out,
especially the
flipping around.
platform divers with the arm stands. Like all these arm stand dives are pretty heavy. Plus, just getting out of the pool that many times, dude, that's a lot of reps.
That's true.
I mean, that's like a serious push-up, dude.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the name Brian Galuli?
No.
Okay, because he was the 1994 senior diving champion after winning a record 10 consecutive junior national titles.
Oh, holy shit.
And he taught me how to do standing backflips, which I quickly turned into simultaneous fire-breathing standing backflips.
Which then turned into tucking your dick between your legs and doing a backflip.
In front of the Wu-Tang Clan.
And they didn't like it.
That's what we did for diving workouts too.
Yeah,
Everyone
Right.
tuck the dicks.
So
flip.
you're NCAA springboard diving, 1 meter, 3 meter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, what was your most technical dive on the 3 meter?
Front 2.5 double twists. That was my hardest dive and also probably my best because it's like the highest degree of difficulty, so you get the most points.
Have you posted on your IG what we call a ripper?
Like a no
Where you-
splash.
where you ripped it, and then it's so crazy. Like the rip, it's called ripping it. Where not only is there no splash, but like you create this vacuum as you go in, and so it like sucks in like, and then just bubbles up like.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's why they call it a rip because it's like the sound. Sounds
Yeah.
like you're ripping. It's like a very particular sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
How
pretty.
often does that happen in the diving world?
Dude, this last Olympics, it happened like every fucking time for this Chinese girl.
Dude,
It
like the
would-
13-year-old or 14-year-old one?
on the 10 meter.
I couldn't believe that.
It
She
will
got
never
10s
happen.
on like everything. You
Yeah,
never see that.
Straight
Really?
10s across the boards
yeah.
on every
She
fucking.
was also like 40 pounds.
Wow.
I mean, dude, that will never be beaten. I don't know how you could ever beat that. Like that was the most dominant Olympic performance ever.
It really was incredible.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The movie Conehead, she dove pretty good.
So you have you've got footage of good rippers.
Like mine?
Yeah.
I got a couple good rippers. I
Yeah.
got some footage, but like I'm so bad at like backing up hard drives and making sure when I get a new computer I take care of the old footage. So it's all sitting somewhere on an old computer in like my closet and I have no idea where it is.
I have trouble believing that. I have trouble believing that you're an unorganized person.
Oh, I absolutely am.
Oh yeah.
I'm a scatterbrain.
All right.
I try to be organized, but it's just I don't know. I want to do like a million things.
How long
So I'm
ago?
constantly thinking about.
How long ago was that epic beef with Jake Paul? Oh, we're gonna get all up into Cody and Jake's beef, but first let me tell you about mine with plastic. It is destroying the environment, and you want to know who's doing something about it? The good people at Liquid Death. Yeah, it's water and a big, beautiful, tall boy that looks just like a beer can. And you know what's special about these cans? They're infinitely recyclable. So that's the whole deal. Death to plastic and murder your thirst with this delicious sparkling water. And they've also got that gorgeous, pure mountain spring water from like Austria. Dude, come on. This company's great. I love them. And you see how much better I look lately? It's because I'm drinking more water. Turns out it's really good for you. And you can feel super good about saving the world when you're drinking Liquid Death. And they got a great new deal, and I'm excited to tell you about it. If you go to liquiddeath.com/Stevo, you've got free shipping on every order of water and merch. And let me tell you, their merch is hilarious. So, for free shipping on all your orders of water and merch, go to liquiddeath.com/Stevo. And once again, look better because you're drinking more water, feel better because you're saving the world, and be better because you're a Wild Ride listener. Now, let's talk about that beef.
That was like almost 2 years ago now, I think.
Okay,
Or
I was
maybe
thinking
longer
maybe
than that.
3 years.
Yeah, maybe
I don't
3
know.
years.
That was something else, huh?
That was pretty wild.
And
And now,
so just to
and now he could beat the shit out of me. I mean, he probably
Right.
could back then too.
right, like I mean, it wasn't anything terribly aggressive that you had done, right? Like you just sort of made a reaction video to his rapping and called it cringy and like and so then he shows up, just bum rushes you on like some set that you were working on and like
Yeah.
really aggro and like, come on.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a joke. Like the guy that
Right,
hit him
Jeff
up.
Wittick.
Yeah, he was like, thought that he'd be kind of like in on the joke.
Right.
And then he came in, he like used it as an opportunity to like film it himself.
Right.
And yeah, the whole thing felt just really weird. I was like really uncomfortable. Like afterwards, I was like, man, I feel like, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Right.
It was
think-
really bizarre.
I think it read that way. That like when you saw him, you were like, "Oh, hey, man, I'm fucking cool, dude." Like you know, you could tell that there was nothing, like there's no real like malice or animosity on your part.
Right. Yeah.
And he came with this crazy energy. And what was most odd, I think, to me, was that it was Jake himself who put out the video. That just felt like awkward and weird.
Yeah.
And kind of like you looked like he kind of felt like he put out a video that made you look good and
Yeah, it
him
was-
look bad. I don't know.
The whole situation was so bizarre. Plus, I had a fresh cut. I had just gotten a fresh haircut. I looked incredible.
He accused you of being a bully.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying.
Did
Yeah,
that-
cyberbully, yeah.
Did that change your approach to internet bullying?
Yeah, I started bullying in a different way after that. I think like, sometimes I go back and I watch those old videos, like that's cringes and stuff like that we used to do. The ones that he was pissed about. I mean, I don't even know if he was pissed at the one that we did about him. He probably was. But I go back and watch those, and sometimes I'm like, man, we did go really fucking hard. But it's like, it's a young dude thing, you mid-20s,
Yeah.
you think you're the fucking man, can't do any wrong. And then you get to 30 and you're like, I just
want everybody to like me.
yeah, and it's just like, I'm getting older now, and it's like, as cliche as it sounds, it's like negativity doesn't really breed anything. Like the ceiling is
Right.
pretty low.
Well,
So
I
like
think-
now it's like we do, we still are try to remain edgy, and like we're comedians, so we like to make fun of shit, but in a little bit of a lighter hearted way, I guess. I don't know.
Now, when you say we, like you have a distinct crew.
I mean, I do my podcast. I do it with Noel, like my comedy partner, and then I do videos with my girlfriend Kelsey. We make content together.
Noel, were you guys in Vancouver and we met in
Yes.
at the Just for Laughs
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, and dude.
And you guys, you hung out and watched my show.
Noel did. I didn't. We went and watched.
He was like, "Fuck that."
no, I would totally would have been there. Kelsey wanted to see one of her favorite comedians, and so it was just on the street, and so we walked down.
Right.
But I heard that your show was phenomenal and also like insanely gross and like disturbing.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
I think your tour manager was like,
Me.
Right here.
yeah. I think we talked to you at the bar then
What?
afterwards. You said that like every show, multiple people have to leave because
They-
of
they-
Oh,
puking.
we have
yeah. You were there
not
with a couple
puking.
dudes.
Yes.
Full-grown
Yeah.
men pass out cold
Because of
they
the-
faint, completely unconscious. Sometimes they hit their heads, and it's because they from one of the bits in the show, which is the vasectomy Olympics.
Right.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
That was a great
Dude,
festival, wasn't
we
it?
spoke.
Dude, it was.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, we had the same contact person at Full Screen.
Yeah.
You used to work
Yeah.
at Full Screen.
I did. Yeah.
I read that.
Yep. I was repped by them, and I worked for them
Dude,
as
Full
a
S-
software engineer.
Full
Oh,
Screen
wow.
doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, they just dissolved pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, and it seems that I mean, it's always like an evolving, moving world of digital content creation, and now I think we're in a climate that really doesn't favor being with a network like Full Screen.
Yeah, there's just no reason to be anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think.
unless you need like help with production, but like,
No, but they don't even really offer that. I don't think.
oh yeah, okay.
It
Wait,
was
wait,
it was mostly just like an MCN type
Right.
thing, which 10 years ago used to be huge because they would help you like collab with other YouTubers and stuff. That stuff like doesn't really mean as much anymore.
Well, collabing with YouTubers certainly means everything that always.
But you
did,
could
I
just
think.
reach
But I
out
mean-
to a YouTuber
Yeah.
and do it yourself.
Yeah, and it's a different type of thing. Like the relationship used to be like we'll do a 8-minute video on your channel, and then we'll do one on my channel, where we don't think about the concepts at all. It's just the fact that we're on each other's channels
Right.
will drive our audience. It doesn't really work like that anymore. It's like you actually have to think about the way you're collaborating with people, like doing this stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm pretty protective in general. Like my feeling is that if it's about showing up on someone else's channel,
Yeah.
then like I'm a whore. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm there.
Dude, the ones you did with Steve Will Do It were amazing.
Aw,
like
thanks, dude.
that's a great collab.
Well, thanks, man.
I watched
appreciate
every
that.
angle of that shit on his channel, on your channel. I was like, couldn't get enough.
Dad, I
How's your
appreciate
ear?
I will gladly tell you all about my ear just as soon as I get done telling you about my dick. Because in about a half an hour from now, it is going to be properly hard as a rock. Why? Because I am treating myself to a Blue Chew tablet. Get out of here, you little... Now, what is a Blue Chew tablet? Well, it's a delicious, chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as both Viagra and Cialis. And it makes you hard as a rock. I've tried it many, many times and I absolutely love it. You know who else loves it? When I take one, Lux, because when I show her my blue tongue, she's jumping for joy because she knows she's going to get drilled in a serious way. So, let me tell you about this because not only is it a lot of fun, but when you get your Blue Chew tablets, it's really easy. Doesn't require you to go to any awkward in-person doctor visit. No. At BlueChew.com, you consult with one of their medical providers right on the website. Super quick, super easy, and then boom, you're good to go. And if at BlueChew.com you use the promo code STEVO, you get an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets absolutely for free. All you got to pay is $5 for shipping. So, come on. I mean, if it ever occurred to you that it might be a lot of fun to try a Blue Chew tablet, now is the time to pull the trigger. Because you know why? It's fall, man. Fall is here, and everybody could use a good, stiff breeze. So head on over to BlueChew.com, use the promo code STEVO, and get yourself an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets absolutely for free, and pay nothing but $5 for shipping. Man, and then get ready to have a good time. Now, let's get back to it, man. Dude, my ear fucking healed up on its own.
Did it really?
Back to normal, dude. Out of the woods. I'm Wolverine.
That's wild. I couldn't believe when you were like doing this and it was whistling. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it worked like that.
I know, dude. I sent a video of me with my whistling trick to Dr. Drew.
Oh, yeah.
He's my guy. He said, Dr. Drew's my guy.
Was he like, that's not supposed to do that?
He said you definitely have a ruptured tympanic membrane, which is just him showing off having a fancy word for eardrum.
Right. We get it, dude. You're a doctor. We get it,
He
bro.
blew your eardrum out. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
And then we saw Steve will do it this last weekend over in Dania. That was fun.
How was that?
It was cool.
He came to my show. We're back up with the bucket list tour.
He came.
Oh,
to,
nice.
He came to the show, and there was a portion of it where he walked up and he's like, I want to buy some merch. So I was like, all right, dude. And then he's like, I want to buy everything. And
Yeah,
then
we want to buy $1 million worth of merch.
he bought everything, and then when he was paying, he was like, "Is there like a tip button here?" And I'm like, "There's not, dude." And I'm like, "God damn it, why isn't there a tip button?" Like, he would just tip me like 87 grand. And
I'll take, I take chains or watches, whatever you want to give me.
And he was just like, "Are you sure there's no tip button here?" And he was like waiting for me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"There's not, dude. I fucked up."
Why not fucking put a tip on?
Here's my Venmo.
Dude.
There's no tip button, but there is a Lamborghini dealership just down the road.
I know, and I'm not like quick enough to be like, some sort of jive to like, oh no, well we can just do this but with custom or. I was just like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I make it. Yeah,
I mean, I watched your podcast with him because I was also curious about the rate at which he spends money because it's really
Right.
unbelievable. Like
It is.
and I mean, it's working. Like it's people love watching his videos because they're like, what's he gonna buy this week?
Yeah.
And so it like kind of fuels the whole
Right.
ecosystem, but it's unbelievable. I
It's
mean, it's like it's like irresponsible, but it's fun to watch. I cannot lie that you're
like,
not.
I mean, yeah, it's such a fucking fascinating thing. And you look at David Dobrik giving away like cars every video. Like David Dobrik's but David Dobrik is so evidently calculated and strategic. And whenever he's giving something away, it's something that like came from the sponsor anyway, you know, like, and it's super tied in, like very strategically to the sponsorship, you know. So you know, David Dobrik is really you know, kind of pro about it. Whereas what makes Steve Will Do It so compelling is that he's just fucking out of his mind. Like, it's so clearly not strategic, and he's just...
It's compulsive. It's like, how much is that? Sure, let's do it.
Right.
Fuck it.
And
you want one too? Great, we'll get you too.
Right.
Your dog wants one, we'll get one for her too.
I think compulsive is a good word for it. And what I wanted to urge Steve Will Do It to do is watch this documentary called Broke.
Okay.
It's a documentary. It's fucking fascinating about like how like such the overwhelming majority of professional athletes who earn tens of or hundreds of millions of dollars in their career like are completely broke within 5 years of their professional career ending, you know. And like so when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna delete this off my iPad. Like I want a constant reminder of like, don't think that money coming in is how it's always gonna be. And then like, but the thing is, with Steve Will Do It, I wonder if that's even applicable because he's making so much fucking money.
I know.
Yeah, but it's kind of like what Shaq said. It's like, okay, cool, we made 20 million, but you didn't make 20 million. You made 10 million.
Right.
Like I wonder, tax time happens, is he's just like, fuck.
But is that a write-off for Steve? Like, I gave away like $3 million last year. Like,
be.
that's gotta go against his taxes.
The one thing that I wonder about, I don't know, like I don't know who is doing his taxes, but that person must be stressed as fuck.
It's like Mike Tyson's tax guy in the 80s, dude.
Exactly.
100%.
You bought a tiger?
Example.
Can we write that off?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude.
Mike Tyson had a mansion for his tigers next door. It was like a 9,000 square foot mansion for them as their cat house.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's just smart money though. That's a smart purchase. What I wonder is that like my friend and fellow YouTuber Danny did a video about Danny Gonzalez.
Okay.
He did a video about like the logistics of giving someone a car. Because it's not just here's a Ferrari. It's like here's a Ferrari and a fuck ton of taxes that you have to pay on this car.
It's
so a lot of people
like all kinds of people who won game shows got in serious trouble with the IRS.
Because a lot of the times it says like on like giveaway rules and stuff like that. If you read the terms, it's like you can't sell it within the first month. So people go broke because they were given this crazy gift and they can't afford it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, Steve giving these people Ferraris and stuff, it's like the most expensive car you can have. What the aftermath of that is like? Like, is it under their name? Is it under Steve's name and they can just drive it forever?
Yeah, how do you claim it on the taxes? And I know George Clooney, I remember there's an article on George Clooney, he made like 10 of his friends millionaires, but he gave them $1 million and then he gave them $300,000 on top of it to pay the taxes on the $1 million.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is cool. I've heard that story. He like apparently took his buddies out for dinner at this place in Mexico, and it was like 10 of his best friends from college or whatever. This is right after he sold Casamigos. And he was like, all right, everyone, I want everyone to reach under the table. And there was an envelope with $1 million in there.
That's great.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Man, that's...
It's like, I would never fucking do that. I'm kidding.
Well, it's an awkward thing, you know? Like money is like an awkward thing, and it's like...
Well, it's not
I
really.
mean, I can't picture George Clooney being awkward in any situation. Sure. But like, here's a crazy thing that happened. I went out to dinner with Steve Wozniak, one of the co-founders of Apple. That's crazy. Right? And of course, the guy's fucking rich because he's a co-founder of Apple. And like, when it came time for the check to come, it's like, Steve Wozniak just pipes up, he says, since I picked the restaurant, I'm paying the tab. You know, I'm covering the check. And I just felt there was so much to that because it's like, I felt what he was really saying was, I'm not paying for dinner because I'm fucking rich. I'm paying because I picked the restaurant. And it was important to him, it felt to me, to make that distinction because it's his way of having boundaries, you know, like.
And he didn't want to like disrespect
anyone
who might be like, I can pay for my own meal.
I was super impressed by it. Like it felt like healthy boundaries, and he said it joyfully, you know, like I picked the restaurant, I love this place, and that's why I'm paying.
Yeah,
nice.
You know?
Yeah, I think for George Clooney, it was like, listen, I just made $500 million. Like I don't care how much you guys make. I just want to give some. He's like, you know, Steve will do it. You know, that's that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. How do you know about that? Because that's the other thing that makes it weird is when you draw attention to it.
Which
The
George
George
Clooney.
Clooney thing.
how do I know that story?
Like,
Yeah.
Well, I've heard the story too, but yeah, did he tell people or did his friends tell people?
Right.
Is
It's
the
kind of
question.
cool.
He did, and then he wrote the own article about himself.
No, exactly. Oh, you're saying like who did he tell afterwards?
Yeah. How did this get?
Like,
did
how
you-
do we know?
Yeah, I gave my buddies at the bar like.
Well,
yeah.
dude,
By
I
the way,
was-
I just gave my buddies like $10 million. So
I mean,
I
like,
hate those YouTube videos where people are like, all right, we're going to go pay people's rent, and then they go door to door and film how good of a deed they're doing.
Yeah,
And but I'm like,
I hate
bro,
that
do
shit
that
too.
without the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
kind of cringy.
I agree. I completely agree.
It always rubs me the wrong way, like the artificial positivity, the good Samaritan shit for views. But then again, at the same time, it makes people happy. That's why that content's popular.
yeah.
So, like, I'm a little torn about it.
Sure.
Well, just look at it and watch it and know that that guy is just doing it for selfish reasons because he gets a lot of views, probably.
But even if it's self-serving, he also just paid those people's rent. Like, they're not complaining. They're like, yeah, I
Right.
mean, you did that for yourself, but also my rent is now paid for the year. So
Yeah.
it's helping people, but it is very self-serving. So
Yeah.
I agree. It's such a paradox to
well,
like,
then maybe
is
he
it right
should,
or not?
Maybe they should donate the money that they make from that video to break even,
Maybe
or
they do.
something.
I don't
Or
know.
they should like take the money back.
Yeah,
Just so like, you know, there's not like a
After they
double
cut.
intention there. It's like, no, this is just for YouTube. And
Yeah.
just for the
We're
video.
not actually
Not
taking
every
it
part,
anymore.
right, dude, look at it.
This way, there's no confusion. It's completely self-serving.
You didn't actually think we were gonna do that, did you? Oh my god.
But only after the cameras stop rolling.
Yeah,
Just take it back.
exactly. Yeah.
Just take it back.
I just want to throw it out there.
Cut.
That
All right.
I do all kinds of that stuff, like, without ever even mentioning it. Just want to put that out
Until
Same. I mean, you wouldn't believe this stuff. I'm not gonna mention it though, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's crazy.
That's so funny. So I'm curious about the app that you made. How long did it take you to make the app? And then I know there's two different thoughts because you. What are you laughing at over here?
I'm just laughing about. I've never mentioned it. I'm laughing at my
And I
own
would
joke.
never mention it, but I've given a lot away. I really
Just know
I really
How much?
helped.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
crazy amount.
47,000.
I really-
But other than that,
I would never say this publicly, but just between
that's
us.
great. No, okay, I had a question. So you made an app, and it was top of the Apple Store for
Yeah.
apps. Okay, did it cost you a lot of money to make the app? Because I've had the idea to make some apps, and
He's had a million ideas. He's
And so when you bring them to these companies that make the apps for you, they're like, okay, it's gonna be like $100,000. And then there's other people like, no, we can make these apps for like, 5-10 grand. My question is, if you're gonna go with the company that's gonna make an app for you for like $1,000 to $5,000, chances are it's probably not gonna get on the Apple Store. You're better off paying the $100,000 for like the software, and you have better chances at having a better. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
It sounds like the people who only charge 5 or 10 grand are gonna take a revenue share, right?
No, I mean, I don't know. It depends how complex the app is.
but
'Cause
can
if
you
it's-
can I make an app myself without going to a firm and doing that, and then I get it on the Apple Store, and my chances are pretty good?
Yeah, you could do that. Anyone.
Cody's expression is like, how do I be kind and gentle right here?
Yeah.
Listen, it's been a long time since I programmed or wrote a line of code or, even opened up like Xcode, which is a program that you use to make apps. So I don't even know what the current landscape is like. I really don't. I know that, people, the app kind of golden era, like the gold rush age is kind of over in terms of apps.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like crypto. That's what everyone's focused on now.
Wow, dude.
In the tech world.
So now both of these guys' ears just perked up. They love crypto.
I like
Really?
crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you invested into crypto?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, of course.
No, I mean, not of course. It only. I actually bought Bitcoin in 2012.
Nice.
Like when I read an article about it. Like I said, I used to work for a startup. I was a software engineer, so I was super, involved in reading all the tech news and and I read Hacker News all the time. And
Did you see this documentary called Shiny Flakes
No.
on Netflix? It's about a fucking teenage drug lord who became like fucking like this on the dark web or whatever out of his childhood bedroom at his parents' house. And it's it all happened in Germany. This fucking kid had like a ton of drugs in his bed, like actually a ton. And like all kinds. And this documentary on Netflix is it was made in German, but it's overdubbed and it's completely watchable.
Huh.
My girl and I, Lux, we watched the whole thing and we were just fucking.
it was on the Silk Road. He was sending.
I don't know
that
about
shit out?
I've never heard of Silk Road.
Silk Road was
okay.
a dark web, or how you used to buy drugs.
I think this kid had the fucking website just on the regular web. I don't know what.
The bright web.
Well, what-
Smart guy.
So he bought a Bitcoin, and at that, what was a Bitcoin at that time?
I think it was $200. I think it was
Jesus.
2013, and I bought it for around 150 to 200 bucks. And I didn't have a ton of money back then, so that even was like a huge risk. It was like, this is
Big
a
investment.
decent amount of my rent this month. But this is a really cool idea, and I kind of believe in this. I could see how this would be gigantic in the future. And then last year was like the first time that I actually put like real money into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And now I've been like doing the NFT thing over the past couple weeks.
Have
What
you
the
had
fuck?
success? So you're selling NFTs?
I sold one. Well, I'm trading them. I'm doing the
Okay.
like
Ah,
day
okay.
trading
Flipping.
NFTs, I guess, flipping them. Yeah, I made $9,000 yesterday.
Just on
Nice.
getting art, flipping it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't fucking believe it.
So the NFT gold rush is still ongoing?
Yes, it's in the middle of it right now. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. I've only been doing it for a week, so on last week I bought my first one to try and flip it, just to try and learn, and then every day I've been like spending a couple hours learning about it. And to my knowledge right now, I think it's like the peak of it. So it's like a good time to get in
Wow.
and try to make some money.
Well, what do you think's
Dude, there's
next?
so many revenue streams that I'm just sitting on my ass not getting around to.
Twitch.
Yeah,
NFTs.
NFTs. OnlyFans.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Except,
Yeah.
Dude.
Drops.
Drops. God damn.
You mean like merch drops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, there's time though. Like people have been doing merch drops forever.
But there's a lot of ways for people to make money when they think that there's only one way to make money: go to a 9-to-5 job, collect a check. But dude, you can reinvent yourself. There's a ton of cash to be made out there.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
that a lot of people don't realize that.
Right. Yeah, especially like in the creator economy right now.
Jesus, dude.
Do you have a Patreon?
I don't.
So for our podcast, we do like one episode that we put out for free every week, and then in the same filming session, we'll film another hour, and we'll put that up for our Patreon subscribers. And that's worked really well for us. We have like 23,000 monthly paying customers, which is great because it's like guaranteed income that we can just put back into the company and buy more stuff for the podcast and make the show better.
Dude, that's kind of fucking epic. Do you decide after the fact which hour will be free and which hour will be paid? Does this sometimes flip-flop? Or
It
is
doesn't.
always...
We're always a little bit more like loose and relaxed in the bonus one because it's like it's behind
the
a
one-
paywall, so it's like
Right.
not everyone can see it. So we're kind of like, yeah, we talk a little bit more shit and stuff like that.
Like, dude, Steve will do it. Posted on Instagram like night before last. That he says I'm streaming on Twitch from North Korea. I'm
Shut
like,
the
come on,
fuck
get the
up.
fuck out. And then he says link in bio. So I'm like, dude, I gotta fuck this. This is for fucking real. So I open up my Twitch app, which is like got dust all over it, and he's doing his gambling thing. Like the first thing I hear him say is like, "Dude, we fucking lost everything. we were up $200,000. Now we have nothing." Like, but I'll be, yep, that's
dude.
Steve will do it. And
we're in North Korea. Fuck.
and it really,
How are we gonna get out?
He was in between two crazy statues, which really did seem to lend credibility to North Korea. And so I'm like, oh, dude, okay, I'm in the Twitch app, and I'm like, yo, dog, are you seriously in North Korea? I write this comment, try to post it. It says you have to be a subscriber to
Yeah.
post comments, and I'm like, motherfucker.
So you pulled out your credit card.
And the comments are just boom, 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 like every one of these people is just paying him.
Yeah.
I didn't pull out my credit card, but I did fucking make a mental note to stop fucking blowing it. I started thinking that what if we had a live Twitch, just a fucking cell phone sitting here. So if you're a Twitch subscriber or maybe or whatever, you can be at the podcast while it's happening.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
So that someone says the wrong thing that we wanted to edit out, but now it's live and it's
Right.
out there.
Yeah, but they're paying.
But you know what? The other thing we shouldn't be sleeping on release forms. We don't ever have to worry about that if people fucking sign a release form when
What,
we
the
start.
guests?
Yeah.
Well, I think the video, like them acknowledging at the end that, like, hey, is there anything that you
Right,
want us to...
but if it's going to be on Twitch, we want them to acknowledge in writing at the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
So then I'd be fucked.
You're fucked. That thing that you
Police
want to
are on
cut
their
out
way.
is not going anywhere, dude.
And I wouldn't get my green card.
No.
Yeah, are you in the
idea.
process of getting your green card?
I got it. I'm just waiting for my status, my immigration status to switch, which takes like 6 months. So I can't leave the country.
So you've been here on a work visa the whole time?
Yeah.
That's
10
great.
years now, or longer than that.
Really?
12 years, yeah.
I've
been on 6 different visas.
So do you get double taxed if you ever go back home? Like,
I was like removed from the Canadian tax system like a long time ago.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Because wasn't that an issue if you bought a house? They're like, well, you might have to declare double.
I think that like it is a question for residency. I think that's once you left and you're no longer a resident of Canada,
Yeah.
then it's like arguable that like why would you pay taxes there? You
Although I've
you
heard
don't live there.
the American system is actually way more intense about that. Like it takes a few years. Like they still
Yeah.
come after if you move to like Portugal or something like that. They'll still come after you for taxes even if you're living there.
Because we're so in debt that it's fucking, they do
I guess.
everything they can to make
Yeah,
as much
like
money.
I don't know if that's true, by the way. If a tax lawyer is listening to this, I'd love
Right.
to know the
Yeah.
logistics of
Right.
that.
Well, I'm looking at buying a property in Canada.
Oh, nice. Where?
In British Columbia.
Fuck yeah. Like by Tofino?
Not Tofino, not Vancouver Island, but like suburb of Vancouver.
Nice.
Like this place.
That's
And,
incredible. I love it there.
Yeah, like I'm really stoked for it. But if I've got a property there and a property here, then like the tax. I need a tax person
Yeah.
too. So if you're
Yeah.
a tax person, hit me up.
Yeah, reach out on the website. Do you have to worry about global warming in that area? Because the
Yeah,
Pacific
man.
Northwest is pretty...
The Pacific Northwest is a hot spot.
But it doesn't make sense because I feel like it's raining there all the time.
It's summers that are prohibitively cold, or sorry, hot now. Like we got fires going on there, but
That's just everywhere now.
I know,
So
dude.
Think about
depressing.
global warming, Scott. It's global. It's kind of everywhere.
right. With the NFTs, once you like sort of announce your involvement, like what about all the comments from the people saying, "But what about the environment? You're destroying the environment."
I never said that I was doing this.
okay.
I just started because it's not like it's not like I'm doing the Logan Paul thing where I'm like making an NFT that has my face on it and I'm like, hey, buy my NFT. I'm more like in the midst trading these things with all the kids that are doing that right now.
But that's why people... Because the problem is people are doing it on the Ethereum platform. If they do it on the Cardano platform, there's 90% less energy to make an NFT.
Oh, how about
I think...
that?
I did get those chirps though, like
Yeah.
because when I first like my friend who's an artist made me a little picture and I bought it just to like see what this was like a couple months ago just to see what it was all about. And so I posted, I was like, this is my first NFT purchase, and every comment was like, well, you're burning, like, the
don't
fires are because of you, and what about the environment concerns? And I'm like, it's just, it was a chain that said D's nuts on it. That was the picture. And I was like, this isn't that serious. What did I do wrong?
That's great.
What,
I don't understand it, man. So, like, why isn't email destroying the fucking...
Yeah, I know, exactly.
It's
it's
electronic.
like you take a flight in your life, that's probably
Yeah.
just as bad.
Right. Or
Right.
you live in a house. Like, it's
Yeah,
all...
I know.
Right.
We're all destroying everything.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, but Cardano, huh?
I guess because it's like proof of work versus proof of stake.
Right.
And I think the proof of work is like the computers that are like constantly mining for these. And that platform is proof of stake, which means God knows what. But that's like the idea behind it.
Yeah.
All right, so
look into that.
let's break down the top revenue streams. I
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans number 1.
Patreon number 2.
People love, what I got
Pornhub.
going on underneath this.
Pornhub
Yeah.
number 3.
It's mostly
Well-
all porn, honestly.
I mean, like podcasting is legit revenue.
Yeah, I
right?
think probably the most lucrative thing for me personally right now is my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I think just because I've been doing it for so long, my CPMs have gone up year over year, and I think I've figured out how to make content that
Stays
people enjoy,
monetized.
but also like is the most efficient in terms of monetization.
Right. And how often are you uploading?
Like 2 to 3 times a week now.
Damn.
So I have like a production assistant who helps me generate like ideas and find content and stuff like that, and then I have 2 to 3 editors that help me out. And this is all like within the past year and a half that I've figured out how to finally hire and delegate. I used to just do everything myself.
So 2 to 3
And then I was
times.
just like, this is not scalable. I'm going insane.
2 to 3 times per week, and that's not including podcasts.
That's
or
not.
Isn't?
That's just on my personal channel.
Damn.
And then, like I do like 2 to 3 brand deals on that channel a month, too, which is also really good. I mean, that's like equal to the AdSense basically.
Is there an agency that's soliciting your brand deals?
I'm signed with UTA,
Okay, there you go.
so they get me. They get me like all of those.
Wow.
And then it's that, and then I think second most lucrative probably is the podcasts, just because with
Right.
ads and Patreon combined.
So AdSense actually competes with sponsor deals for branded
It
content?
does, yeah. It does.
Wow.
YouTube went through this period where like nobody was making money on AdSense because people, like advertisers, were so freaked out about, their
Yeah.
content that they'd be advertising on content that wasn't suitable for their brand or whatever.
Right.
So there's like that's when the adpocalypse happened.
Sure.
And nobody made any money, and then it came back harder than ever. For
Okay.
me, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same with other people, but
It's not the same with me because
It's not.
I like, I have trouble keeping those dollar signs green.
yeah, I know. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It is. You do kind of have to like censor yourself a little bit, which is a little bit shitty.
I mean, whatever. Like, I'm sure you don't have to censor yourself too much. I just, like, the nature of what I do is, like...
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
that video that you posted of you guys fighting the NSDs, that was so fucking
Oh,
funny,
dude, thanks so much, man.
like, just those
Fucking-
shots of you like trying
Yeah.
so hard to fight it, I was dying at that.
Yeah, well, thanks, dude.
Dude, you held out too. Like the doctor had to kind of like push Steve's
Yeah.
head down because he was like, even when he couldn't talk, like your
You're
subconscious was like, I'm staying.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Dying watching
Yeah,
that.
dude.
That's
Well,
so
thank
Do you
you.
even remember being in that state of mind, like trying to fight it?
Nah. Nah.
Autopilot, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, dude, thanks so much again. So AdSense is killing it. The brand deals is killing it. I've struggled to get brand deals. I think the brands just are kind of freaked out by, like, the poo cannon.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Why would they be? I mean,
Right.
are you signed with anyone?
No. Like, I've got an agent just for touring.
Okay. UTA or
I'm ICM.
okay.
And I love my touring agent, Adam Genovizian. He's great. And it's just that, like, for some reason, like, all the other departments of the agency just never, like, showed me love, Like, I just, like, gathered dust everywhere. Nothing ever happened. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to, pull out and just stick with touring.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to revisit because I have, like, done a fair amount of work to sort of...
Yeah, you
like,
should hit them up for sure. I'm sure the digital, like, part of that industry or the agency would love to
Right.
start getting you shit.
It's an interesting idea, man. And
Agents,
so you're-
agents aren't the most forward thinking.
Right.
They're not the most like. I mean, I love my agent; she's amazing. But just in terms of like being proactive about stuff, agents
Yeah.
mostly, in my experience, have been like very reactive.
Right.
It's like
They-
you come
they
to them,
pick
and you're
up
like,
the
"Look at
phone.
all the shit I'm getting," and they're like, "Oh, we'll try and get you some stuff." It's like
Let's go to
no
lunch.
one's like doing research like on your channel
Right.
Yeah.
to
So
see.
you're saying that UTA is doing that for you?
Yeah, I mean, my agent used to be my manager, and then she got a job for UTA. So like, she still has that. Managers are more like intimate, I guess, where they really learn like
Yeah.
the ins and outs of your career. And she's been with me now for like 7 years or something.
Cool.
So now she's my agent, but typically like, I don't know, agents are. I don't. They're just always busy with having a million clients.
Right. Are they? They're very good at picking up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sorry, picking up the phone to answer calls.
Yeah. Yeah. yeah.
Right. Not really
Not to-
dialing.
yeah. Exactly.
Are you exclusive with UTA in the digital branded deals?
Full screen used to get me those as well.
Yeah.
So it was like, but now the
So-
full screen's gone. They don't anymore.
I got an important question to ask you. Your whoop strap.
Yeah.
What's your HRV?
You wanna,
What's your
I'll tell you what my
average?
recovery was today. Let's
Because
see.
your dad and your mom both do like
Yeah, they're
in
insane.
triathlons and Ironmans.
Forgot to turn it off after my workout, so I've been working out for 4.5 hours.
See, that's why. But I'm just curious to see what your resting HRV is.
Today was 59.
59.
59. Wow, I would expect you to be over 100.
Yesterday or like last week is 54, 60.
So you stay at
Oh
HRV.
wait, my resting heart rate?
No, HRV.
Your HRV is the
Heart rate variability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So what is that like? How does that compare to yours?
It'll say right here.
Yeah, 48,
40. Yeah, okay.
60,
Oh, dude.
54.
Yeah, you're
What are you
you're
guys?
an anomaly. I'm at like same with you, 50 or 60. Steve's at like 130,
What?
140.
Yeah.
So do you get like 100% recovery every day?
No, and recover. But the higher recovery, the higher the HRV.
Right.
Yeah, let's not like alienate the listeners. I mean, we love Whoop, and shout out to the Whoop Whoop.
Killing two birds with one stone.
I love this thing.
It's pretty rare that we record a podcast and it goes up the next day.
Yeah.
This one's going live tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
And today they
Happy
announced,
Thursday, people.
Yeah, dude, fucking right on. Today, the Paramount Pictures announced that Jackass Forever is not, in fact, coming out on October 22nd, but they're pushing it to February 4th next year due to COVID.
Jackass
What?
for later.
Yep.
Oh, because they want it in
Because
theaters.
of the Delta, the Delta, whatever. So yeah, February 4th is the
Okay.
new release date. My dad speculates that COVID's going to be even worse in
then?
February then.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well, I
mean-
mean, I'm stoked for the new Jackass.
Well, thanks, man.
We were watching.
It's really fucking
We just
good.
watched the original Jackass movie like 2 months ago.
We were still figuring out what we were doing with the original Jackass
So
movie. It was
fucking
just
good.
kind of felt like, it had its own quality to it. Then Jackass number 2, we had figured out what we were doing.
Yeah.
That was the masterpiece.
Yeah.
Jackass number 3 was the biggest financial success, but like not even the best movie. And this fourth one is will never beat number 2, but we smashed number 3, dude. We walked all over number 3, dude.
Like like financially?
No,
or
no,
just
no. I mean,
quality-wise?
it's not out yet. So just
Oh yeah,
quality-wise.
duh, yeah.
The quality-wise,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
so
stoked.
fucking good.
I'm so stoked.
It's so fucking good. And dude, so we had this call with the cast where they announced to us that they're gonna push the movie. And Dave England's like, no, hands on his head. He's like, you could just see the agony in his face. And I said, Dave, dude, what are you talking about? Like, the trailer came out. There's a big buzz around the movie. Like, we're kind of hot shit right now. And the second that movie comes out, we're washed up losers again. The more they can kick it down the road, the longer we're hot shit.
There you go. You're like, I hope this thing never comes out.
Right. Carter 5, baby.
I hope COVID keeps getting worse. Actually, Fuck it.
Dude, Carter 5, baby. Carter 5.
exactly.
Yeah, dude. So we got AdSense, we got brand deals, we got podcasts, and we just got
Merch.
into the merch drops.
Yeah. I've done merch for a while, but finally, I'm with a company that's super organized, really proactive. So
What's the company?
it's called Kozak.
Okay.
They're amazing. Shout out to Kozak. I
Wait,
love
what do
them.
they do? Is it like Teespring or something?
No, they're just the guy owns a factory like somewhere close to LA, and so he prints everything himself.
And fulfills the orders?
Yes, they do
Okay.
everything. So like it's typically I've been with merch companies that do pre-orders, so like they'll wait to see how many you sell, and then they'll go into distribution
Right.
and ship them out. So that takes a long time for people, and then they're like, "Where's my merch?" Like a month later,
Yeah,
and
fuck
then
that.
I've been with people that do shit right away, but aren't as proactive in terms of planning your upcoming drops and analyzing what's worked and what hasn't worked. They're more of like you're on your own. We're gonna print and ship. That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And these guys are a perfect mix of everything, where it's like people get their merch really fast. They help you plan out drops. They have great relationships with amazing artists. I'm thrilled, honestly. So
Good.
they've helped me like increase my revenue, but it took me like 6 years
Dude.
to find a really good relationship.
What about music? Music has to have been in the top 3. Because, dude, I'm getting back in the music game. I got to.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a minute there before I got sober, I was trying to make comedy rap.
Yeah.
And
It's fun.
It's fun, dude. I
Yeah.
know.
You got to
but
give yourself a timeline though.
I know I do. I've got one idea for a song that's fucking gonna be a banger. I've got 2 ideas for songs that are gonna be bangers.
How many songs you want to have on the album, dude? 6?
I mean, what do you think, dude? Gotta have like at least 10, right?
Well, what are we
12?
talking? Yeah, probably for an album, like 12. EP you could do 4 or 5 songs.
Or you could just start dropping singles, you know?
Yeah,
And
do
just
that.
see,
Single
like, how
after
they
single
stream.
after single.
Is this a good rap song? I shit my pants. Like, damn, I shit my pants.
Why is this based off a true life story?
Yes, that is hot.
That is gold.
Did this just happen to
I can see
you
that popping
recently?
Nah, but
I like it.
But
I mean, I have shit my pants before. And
I mean,
know-
that's why it's sick, because it's relatable.
I know. I've shit my pants before, and I think I can really, like, you know, convey that emotion.
Yeah.
You know?
Translate it. I think it's good.
I
Oh,
made
yeah.
one that I never released. I still want to release it because I want to shoot a video for it, but it was called "She's a Freak," and the first verse is about how she's like, you know, I like meet this girl in the club and I want to take her home, and then we get home and she's a total freak, but it's like she's an actual monster. Like she's got like wings and like gills and just like she's a complete freak.
Yeah, that'd be a good video.
I've got a tune like that about my actual fiance.
Okay.
Where where it's like a beautiful love song. She's the perfect woman for me. Like, you know, our love is so real. But then that fucking week, fucking on the calendar shows up. You know,
Okay.
it's just a song about what a bitch my girl is when she's on the rack.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna love
That's
that
gonna go
song.
over real well.
Well, no, she's already into it.
Oh, really?
really?
She's already down.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Like, you know, I mean, whatever. Maybe not the way I just worded it. but yeah, like, you know, she like just like it's called like, you know, the angel and demon. You know, like
It's not called "You're a Total Bitch on the Rack" because that's
my
a dope
chick's
name.
bitch. Because that's pretty dope. Man,
catchy.
I didn't hit the timer, dude. How long have we been going?
Oh,
Not that I have
about an hour.
I feel like this hasn't been, for me, my best job of running a podcast, but it's also been very informal and like we're just hanging out.
It might have been my fault because
No, you
I'm
did
just
great.
I want to hang with you guys because, like I said, I watched the show, so it's like an honor for me to. I like, you know, when you listen to a podcast, you're like, I wish I could ask him that. So I took this opportunity to like
Dude, I love
ask
it.
you guys questions. And
Wow.
I love it.
I'm enjoying this a lot. This
yeah.
is great.
I think it's been a fun hang.
It's been a fun hang. Yeah.
And I don't mind saying that Cody Ko is a fucking hot dude.
Hot dude.
You think
hot
so?
hang.
Yeah.
I think you're highly attractive.
Even with
And I
the
don't mind-
This
Little
AC
girl haircut?
is no
The
match.
mullet?
Do you have 2 earrings?
It's not
or
even a
one
mullet.
earring?
It's just one earring.
Oh,
It's just like a
gotcha.
legitimately like 8-year-old girl haircut.
I like
I
it.
think you're legit hot, dude. I used to have a joke in my stand-up.
He's like, I used to have a crush on you.
I used to have a joke in my stand-up. I'd be like, man, what a great crowd, dude. Like, this is a fucking hot dude right here. And then I'd say, like, you know, like, that's me, man. I'm perfectly comfortable saying when a dude is hot, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like most guys, if you ask them, is this guy hot? They'd be like, dude, what do you think? I'm some kind of gay dude.
Yeah. I'm not
You know?
gay, man.
Right, but they know exactly when to be jealous of a hot dude
Yeah.
talking to their girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
clearly every guy knows when another guy's hot.
Oh yeah.
You know a hot dude when you see one.
Oh, yeah.
And
No
I'm,
question.
And I'm down with admitting that. I'm down with calling it out. You're hot. Saying, you know, like, you're not welcome to talk to my girl. And then you know, like right here, you're not welcome to talk to my girl. You're not. You're good.
Yeah.
And then that's the joke. You
Like
know?
you could take her to dinner.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about you at all.
Yeah.
You're fine. I got no worries.
Yeah.
You can take her.
Take her to Belize for the weekend.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be disturbed if, like, Lux came home and she was like, dude, I have a friend from work that wants to hang out. His name's Cody. And you looked at his Instagram, you're like, God damn it.
Not fucking cool, dude.
No,
You're
but
not,
you you do appreciate a good-looking man.
I do.
think more than most. You're
More
apt
than
to call
most.
it out.
Yeah,
I would
did
say.
I call you the gorgeous Paul Brisky on this?
I don't know on this episode if you did. Probably you were distracted by Cody's eyes.
Right. I like to surround myself with hot dudes. So this has been a very enjoyable hour.
But you told me I was good-looking the day I met you.
Oh, good.
Do you remember? I met
In
you at
Peru?
VidCon. I don't know if you even remember.
Oh, at VidCon?
Like Yuka brought me over to you to like meet you. He's like, "Hey, this is Paul, by the way," and you're like, "Hey, good-looking dude." It's like the first thing you said to
I
me.
say that
What's up, dude?
regularly.
You're hot as shit, by the way.
Yeah, I say that regularly, but only when it's a hot dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
have
straight
standards.
shooter.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that because I get ripped apart on my channel for.
No.
For what?
Well, just because like I've established this energy of like I make fun of things, so people are like it's free game to make fun of you, which it totally is. I'm down to make fun of myself, but it's like the compliments are pretty few and far between.
Is there anything that ever just like
Nowadays.
hurts your feelings though, or are you pretty water
I
off a
think-
duck's back to all the
I
criticism?
think everybody gets sensitive. Like you don't know.
I'm pretty, and sorry to interrupt, but it's like as I get older, I get more fragile. I feel like,
Yeah. It's
but
so
also
funny.
more you don't give a fuck anymore.
I was telling Paul because Paul hadn't been around for the last couple episodes, and people thought it was some like conspiracy, and they saw me with the pillow right here, and they're like, "Dude, Scott's covering up the soundboard because Paul's not around," and I'm like. I have a pillow over me because I'm fat and I'm hiding my fucking gut that I'm embarrassed about, dude. Like I wrote that back on the comment and it's just so funny that people think different conspiracies, but I'm just like, no, dude, like.
What to me is heartening is that people care enough to pay that much attention. Like that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like it's
Yeah,
like when an actress is pregnant on a sitcom, they're always trying to like hide it. Like,
Are you calling me pregnant?
no,
dude?
I was adding on to your.
No, I'm
thing.
mortified how much weight I've gained, but like, fuck it.
The reality of
good.
why
Yeah.
Paul was gone is that we never changed to lavender for you. That Paul was gone because he wanted to propose to his girl and took 2 fucking weeks to do it. And then once he finally came back, then he went to some other bro's bachelor party, and both of these were like distant, like interstate trips.
Yeah, you have any more people you're gonna propose to in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, you
or-
get any more
No,
fucking?
Any
there's
more
weddings
bachelor
coming. There
parties?
was a wedding now for that the bachelor party was for.
What-
Or
what
is
do you-
that going to be
So it's
another
just-
trip to Florida?
No, but it's a trip
to
to
Turkey
the Midwest.
for 7 months?
yeah, it's on the moon.
Isn't it just like
Yeah.
a million weddings now?
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Yeah, it's just like every weekend. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's-
How old are you, Cody?
Which is I'm 30,
You're 30.
almost 31. I'm 31 in November, so I'm pretty close.
See,
but it's
you
just,
guys are at the age where people get married. I'm at the age where people get divorced.
yeah.
So I don't have anything to go to for the next while.
So I just put it together too. Scott's like, I'm like, what's he doing with the pillow now? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's hot as balls. We have an air conditioner here on full blast, and Scott's wearing a fucking winter coat.
Yeah, I have fucking body dysmorphia, dude.
Scott, you're beautiful.
I feel beautiful.
Good.
You've always been gorgeous, man.
But
Yeah.
you don't call me gorgeous anymore, dude.
Well,
Because you got fat.
I didn't say that, Scott.
No, I'm just kidding. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, I think on that note, dude, what can we drive people to?
Tomorrow. Today.
Jackass 4
Dude, I
coming
want
out in February.
Coming
I
out
want to
eventually.
drive some traffic to the Truth or Dab to go buy the Butthole
yeah,
Destroyer comes out today.
We just fucking came out with Steve-O's Butthole Destroyer. I'm so scared that someone's going to be like, oh, cool, let me pour it in my eye, because this is not like to do fucking silly shit with. The top 3 ingredients are the 3 hottest peppers on earth.
So it's really that hot.
It's so
yeah,
fucking
dude,
hot.
the first thing on the ingredient list is what there's the most of in the bottle, and that's scorpion, ghost, and Carolina Reaper.
That's the filler.
Three,
Scorpion
the
cum,
3
spiciest thing
hottest
on earth.
peppers on earth.
Yeah,
fill up
that's-
the bottle more than anything else.
Did you do Truth or Dab or whatever?
Yeah.
So like,
did.
how does it compare to the bomb or like that spiciest one? Because one of them fucked me up. I felt drunk afterwards. I had like a
shit,
solid
tomorrow-
hour after. I had like a head buzz.
Really?
Yeah, it
That's
was
right.
crazy.
Tomorrow's September 2nd when
Yeah, it
Truth
came
or Dab
out
comes
today.
out. Yeah, so,
nice. Oh, wow.
so it's a double upload day, and it's me and Wee Man on Truth or Dab.
fuck yeah.
Except for us, it's Truth and Dab.
'Cause you just do it every time.
There's no question that we cared to avoid, and there was no wing we cared to avoid. Plus, we all dipped into the Butthole Destroyer.
And how does it compare to the bomb?
I mean, I think, like, candidly, before we recorded the Truth or Dab, I asked Sean Evans. I said, is it like gonna bum you guys out if I point out that like Butthole Destroyer is hotter than anything you've ever had on your show because they're like kind of celebrity centric.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
they can't really like give like these huge celebrities Butthole Destroyer because it's so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Is it that hot compared to the shit on there?
I think so, but then again, let me not disparage hot ones. They got some hot ass shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even really sure. All I know is that Butthole Destroyer is so fucked up that when we were doing taste tests, I straight up tapped out by putting a little bit on a tortilla chip and was fucking like putting ice cubes in my mouth like 45 minutes later.
Damn.
Yeah, let this be the disclaimer. Do not fuck around with this hot sauce. It's hot as fuck, dude. Don't put it in your eye. Definitely don't put it in your ass.
No, definitely don't put it in your eye. I'm thinking about putting it in my eye.
Wow.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I almost did. Like when was it? Like yesterday.
Yep.
I talked about actually doing it yesterday, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not. I'm good. All right, man. So Cody Ko on Instagram.
Yeah, or YouTube, or whatever. Tiny Meat Gang is my podcast.
Dude, epic.
And your music, Tiny Meat Gang.
Yep.
Check them
Yep,
out.
on Spotify. Thanks for having me. I really
Dude,
appreciate it. It
I'm
was
fucking an honor,
a blast,
man.
and it's
An honor, and I hadn't even put it together. Oh yeah, that's right. That we fucking hung out in Vancouver, and then you bailed.
in Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Montreal?
Yeah, Montreal. The Montreal Comedy Festival.
Yeah, I did the Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto that year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
I remember that. The after party was kind of sick.
Yeah, at the bar, like in
Uh-huh.
the hotel. Yeah, it was pretty fun. And Montreal's a cool place.
Yeah, I love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
Doc.
dude.
Yeah, thank
I appreciate
you,
it, man.
Fuck yeah.
Great to meet you.
Nice to
Hell
meet you.
yeah.
Great to meet you
Nice
guys.
to see you again.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I was not kidding about I'm getting ready to bone Lux. That's what I'm saying. So, there's been a few times where we actually recorded the podcast on the day before it went out. Like, it's exciting, man. You love a good current podcast. You know what else I love? You, man, for sticking around to the very end. You ever see this guy? He's a real jerk. But you aren't. Thank you. Yeah.